If you are looking to dominate wholesaling real estate in 2024, if you are looking to become, honestly, the highest paid wholesaler possible, this is going to be the exact video tutorial for you. If you are absolutely sick and tired of, honestly, just struggling month after month to get deals, consistently getting deals, trying to accelerate your wholesaling operations, this is going to be the video for you. What we want to do is really share with you exactly how in the past 7 years for me,
21 years for me,
and thousands and thousands of wholesaling deals, how we've really been able to dominate our wholesaling local market and other virtual markets and really be one of the highest paid wholesalers virtually wholesaling real estate, and obviously the highest one in our local market. We want to show you exactly what we do, what we've taught other people to do, so they can actually go out here and dominate wholesaling real estate. Heck, if you're a complete beginner out here and you want to dominate your market as quick as possible, this is going to be the exact thing you got to know. The truth is, most wholesalers in wholesaling real estate, that they just get by, right? They want 2 or 3 deals a month, maybe, which is still a good amount, 20, 30 grand, but like that's all they want. They don't want anything else, and they're okay with that. But if you're looking for something more to actually start dominating wholesaling real estate, this is the video for you. And so we're excited about this. We're jacked up. We're ready to go to help you out and learn how to be a good wholesaler and make a ton of money in this business. So we're excited about this. We're ready to go. This ain't the guru shmoo stuff. This is the stuff that actually works, that actually gets results, that's actually going to get you rich. There's no sales pitch for this thing. This is all stuff that we personally use in our own wholesaling business. Honestly, I don't even know why we tell you this stuff, because it's you can just learn how to dominate us in other virtual markets. But honestly, you need to know exactly what you got to do to be the best wholesaler possible. So let's talk about it. And so let's kind of talk about, first and foremost, what the highest paid wholesalers do, because there's a clear difference between them and you right now, or wherever you're at right now. So we got to really understand this. So the first and foremost thing, when I see wholesalers or 2 people competing and they're trying to get a deal, right? Whoever cares more about the seller wins. That is a clear rule I've always seen, and a rule that right now you have to understand, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is so rudimentary to humans that I see so many new wholesalers, they chase the deal so hard, you forget about the person, the seller. And if you can help the seller out, I tell you guys all the time, whoever can help the seller get out of their own way, let's face it, selling a house is one of the most difficult decisions a seller can make. Why? It's stressful. They're thinking about moving. And honestly, outside of taxes and death, it's one of the top things. So you understand why you get resistance, why you get people that stall you out, why you get people that ghost you. The difference is, if you're a wholesaler that just chases the deal and you want to be transactional, like you want to close on tax, you just want to send an email, this business will not work for you. And it's one of the biggest problems I see is people try to be purely transactional. How we get great deals is we develop relationships, because they're looking to see if they can trust you and if you're credible in what you're doing. And if you don't solve those 2 things with your seller, don't worry about the rest. None of it will happen. The reason why is, if I have a leaky roof and Zach does roofs and I have a relationship with him, who am I going to go to first? It's already built in. So all we're trying to do is teach you how to build in the relationship. I know it takes time. I know you actually have to learn how to connect with people, how to really intertwine. And if you do that, they'll trust you, they'll confide in you, and you'll get a great deal. If you're not, you're nothing more than transactional. If you're going to do that, you might as well just go be a realtor on MLS and just bid for everything. Because wholesaling, guys, we are not taking down every property. We are taking down properties that need help with distressed sellers. And we don't take advantage of them. We actually help them out. So I always tell every seller, if you're confused and like, Rick, how do I get this point? Tell every seller, go, listen, if I buy your house or not, I'm going to help you out. Just start out with that. It puts them at great ease and develop the relationship.
Yeah. If you care more about the seller, you're going to win, because you're going to sound different than the average wholesaler. What I mean by that is, if I love this example, I don't know who told me this, but someone told me this a very long time ago with wholesaling, or it was a sales guy. I forgot what it was, but like in wholesaling, right? You got to remember, if your grandma came up to you and says that she's having a bad situation financially and she's just got to sell the house and get rid of it, are you going to say, oh, hey, grandma, What's the square footage of your property?
Yeah.
Well, can you tell me about the cabinetry on the property? How much renovations do you think need to be done? What's a good guesstimate range for that? No, stupid, right? You're going to ask, hey, what's going on? Oh, I'm sorry. Like, is there anything I can do for you? Like, that's got to be tough. I mean, just, wow. Like, geez, I mean, when would you have to sell this then? Like, things that actually sound like you really care. You know, there's one really important thing I don't see a lot of wholesalers understanding here. But when you have a seller in a situation, a lot of guys throw, really hate to say it, sympathy at your seller. You throw sympathy. And if you ever talk to someone who like is just, you know, they want attention all the time on social media. Oh, my life's, you have one of these buddies from like high school that like you don't talk to anymore, and they're on Facebook saying, oh, today was a tough day. And like, you know, like they're asking for sympathy or attention to make them feel, oh, give me something, right? But the truth is, there's a difference. The is something interesting because like there's sympathy, which most wholesalers give to sellers. I'm so sorry. Like they don't mean it, but they're just trying to throw it out there to get money because it sounds very fake. And then there's empathy, right? Now, the difference between sympathy and empathy is like you actually feel their pain and you actually understand their struggle, right? And so, for example, you know, I think most of everyone watching this has probably lost a loved one in their life, right? And if you're young enough and that hasn't happened, the truth is it's going to happen, okay, if you like it or not. So people that have dealt with that, right, they're more empathetic to someone that's lost a loved one, and they could probably relate in that situation. And you don't need to be like, well, oh, my husband died too. Wow, high five, right? It's not that. It's like, wow, I'm so sorry. Like you understand it. And you kind of just give a little head nod, but like the subconscious or your body language does get different for it. And so you just caring about the seller more, you're gonna make a lot more money. And it's an unspoken rule in wholesaling. But a lot of you sales type people really don't understand this. You guys are all salespeople, and that's all you talk about. It's not how you actually get rich.
Actually, I'll warn you on this. The empathy thing is when you're talking to your seller initially, hopefully you're qualifying him. Your seller's qualifying you. Like, exactly. Are you on the same frequency with them? Have you ever gone into a car dealership and it's just sales, sales, sales? You're like, dude, hello, I'm right here. You know, I can appreciate that, or I'm so sorry. And it's just over and over recycled. The minute you know you're getting sold and you're done. And I'm here to tell you guys, I'm going to stand on this hill. I don't care what people say is, wholesaling is not sales. There's not a sales there's a process, but I'm honestly, you are more of a guide, because if you get super salesy, you're going to lose them and you're going to be transactional. If you think you're too salesy, if you're just chasing price, you're not wholesaling. You've got to solve the seller's dilemma, their problem. And if you can come up with a solution by using your ears and listening to them and developing a relationship, you'll do just fine. In fact, as we go through these, you'll understand this is not sales. Sales is when people set you up with the perfect leads and bury your box and go, you have to convert 30, 40% of them. It doesn't work like that in wholesaling. Honestly, I get 15 leads. If I get one or two that I can move forward with, I'm fine with it. I am not looking to contract every person. So if you think you got to close every lead you get, you're kidding yourself. You've got to help the seller get out of their own way. You have to care for the seller more than anybody else cares. And you have to guide them through the process, because as we see, we're going to have areas we have to hyper focus on as wholesalers. And that's really locating the motivated seller. So guys, when you hear all these sales process, sales systems, wholesaling, man, you just got to be a human being. You got to develop a relationship.
That's it. Just care about the seller. I think that's one thing, you know, we've always dominated other wholesalers on, is just, I care, right? One notable example, I think I've said the story sometimes, but I remember training a new acquisitions person, and a certain franchise of a big wholesaling company everyone knows about went out to the property, and the seller, who's an idiot, scheduled both of us to come at the same time because he thought it'd be funny. And I was like, oh, I got to show my acquisitions person like why this 21-year-old is way better at you at closing, why you should listen to me. We walk on there. The guy's like 46, the other acquisitions guy.
Young guy.
He's 46. He's older than 21-year-old, right?
Yeah, I know.
On paper, this guy should floor me, right? He's got the nice franchise. He's got the beard. He looks like a nice, mature man. and you got, young Zach over here. And what's the first thing that guy does when I go there?
What?
He says, okay, great. So we're seeing the property here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull out my protractor. I'm going to pull out my measuring, and I'm going to start getting measuring here and getting some quotes and really seeing what we can do here. And he runs off and starts measuring things. And then I'll go here, and that wood's a little choppy. Yeah. And like he does the whole, house inspector thing, real professional, right? And you know what I do? I sit down and I talk about the Dallas Cowboys to the guy in the kitchen for 20 minutes.
That had to be.
That's what we did.
Tough conversation.
No, it's yeah. Oh, back in my day, we had Edmund Smith. Oh, I love Edmund Smith, right? He's actually on the Gators. I love him. I've actually met him once, and just a stupid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Literally talked about the Dallas Cowboys, and we talked about the house a little, right? And we're just having a conversation. And at the end of the day, he tells the other guy just to leave, and I signed the contract right there. You know why? Was I more professional? No. Okay. Did I do any sales with the guy? No. It's like, this is a guy I can trust. This is a guy like doesn't sound like he's going to pull a fast one on me. And, I sprinkled stuff in the conversation, like, hey, I mean, we buy a lot of houses, and, sometimes I hate it because like I gotta go see a house on a Sunday, the Dolphins aren't playing. So I'll just put on the radio and just sprinkle stuff in that I buy a lot of houses. Mm-hmm. But I like football like him, right? Yep. It's just like, I know it sounds stupid. It sounds really stupid. But like stuff like that is just how I know you might win one deal from that, but you start winning a ton of deals like doing stuff like that. And that's why I love in person. A lot of people get so scared talking in person. So much easier to close in person, right? I love all these people who are like, oh, these sales training type things, and it's all should be over the phones. And I like closing over the phone. I'm pretty good at it. But I'm way more dominant in person.
Well, that
without even a
belly to belly is easier because you get to see a lot more. Communication is not all just words, as you guys know. So it's
like if a seller's willing to meet you at their house in person, the chances of them signing a contract, boom, right there, is so much higher than just a phone call trying to close.
Yep.
But everyone knows that. But I just see in the wholesaling education space, everyone's pushing over the phone sales, and yes, that's great. But the majority of my massive big wholesaling deals are always going to be in person. But number one, whoever cares more about the seller will win. Without a doubt, I've never found this to be the other case. There's actually one other case that we're going to talk about. There's only one other reason why someone will win out over a better acquisitions person. And we're going to talk about it a little later. It's true. But there's only one more. But for most of the majority, it's whoever cares more about the seller wins. Now, number two. Showing credibility. This is a huge part that I don't think a lot of beginners really do, but this is something that you can sprinkle in with sellers to really show what's up. And what I mean by this is when you talk to a motivated seller over the phone, right? They have two primary questions. And I hate to say, like, this is crazy, but it's who are you and what can you do for me? And I know that sounds weird. A lot of wholesalers operate in I. And that's all they focus on. And so, I use that other example why I beat the other wholesaler on because he's talking about I can do this price. I can do this. And it's all about me. When you got to remember, yes, the reason he does that is because the majority of Americans in the United States of America, they only care about themselves and what benefits them. And that's not inherently a bad thing. That is most human beings. They could care less about whatever's going on in the world. They're on their own little bubble. They're living their own little lives, and they don't care anything kind of around them. And so that means your seller's most likely like this. I'm not saying they're bad people. It's just how human beings operate. And so when you start a conversation talking about yourself, sellers don't like that. Okay. They like talking about themselves. And when people can talk about themselves, they like the other person better because they listen. Okay.
A little trick to that is I agree. You got to stop talking about you and I. Just use the seller's name. Let me ask you this. When somebody says Zach, no matter where you are, does your head snap around?
It does.
It's wired in your DNA. Number two, it also tells you if the seller's paying attention to what you're saying and they're like getting it. And who doesn't like to hear their own name over and over again? In fact, the more you use it, the better rapport you're going to build with the seller.
I'll give you an example here. First of all, I'm not the guy that screams about reading books. But the one book I did read starting out in wholesaling, that was probably the greatest one, was How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Mhm.
I'm just going to tell you exactly the only benefit for wholesaling that whole thing got. Number one, actually two things. That book showed, number one, people like themselves. This is in the 40s, this book. It's true.
Oh, I agree.
And number two, the sweetest sound in a person's brain is their own name. And they have studies now that have shown, like, they put like where the dopamine receptors are in the attention glands, and they say cat, mouse, burger, pizza, and then your name. It lights up more than anything, right?
I mean, just look at a dog. When you call a dog's name, the head just snaps. They could be dead asleep. You get their name. Dogs get it. People get it even more.
And so I know it sounds stupid, but like stuff like I know a lot of people think it's weird when I do live seller calls, and I get comments all the time. Zach, can you stop saying the word Abigail to Abigail? No. I keep saying, like, I don't talk about it too much, but I'm like, okay, Abigail. Well, Abigail, what do you think about this? Oh, wow, Abigail. Like, I know it sounds weird, but like, I'm telling, the first thing I ask is a name. Like, you ever watch my live calls? First thing I ask is the seller's name.
I watched someone's entire sales training process online. I think they used the seller's name once. I'm telling you guys, we way overcomplicate these sales processes. This. Like, get real with people. How do you get real? Use their name. Use their name. I'm telling you, use their name over and over to the point. I've never had someone complain about using their name. In fact,
don't make it creepy, but like,
don't make it creepy, but
also on top of this, show credibility. And so what I mean by this is your seller's going to care only about what you can do for them. And so if you start a phone conversation with the seller and it's like, hello, this is Zach, and I want to buy your house, and we are a full service operations company. Now we buy multiple properties, and you get this whole spiel about yourself. So I was like, what does that do for me? Right? Simple, right? Hey, my name is Zach. I'm looking to buy some houses. Are you looking to sell your house? Oh, wow. Okay. So Zach buys houses. He's asking me if I want to sell my house, and his name is Zach. Huh. I get it. Right? People have very short attention spans now. They're all scrolling on TikTok. Even your grandma's on YouTube Shorts now, right? Like, so the truth is the attention spans are super low. So you gotta hit people right quick and simple, right? Not a 40 paragraph explanation about wholesaling, right? That's why your scripts. I developed that script before TikTok wasn't even a thing, because I knew people's attention spans are short back then, and that script works even more now. And so on top of this, you have to show credibility. And so if people want to know who you are, what they want to do, they have to be able to trust you quick.
Yeah.
And the best way to establish credibility is just to explain things. And so, hey, me and Rick, we buy around, 10, 15 properties a month, and we're looking to buy your house. Oh yeah, that house there on 12th Avenue, yeah, we bought that one. Wow, like within 30 seconds, I just established credibility. I showed an address that you and I purchased together. I explained it to the seller, and boom, like that. Now, you as a beginner might not have that type of credibility. That's okay. What you should do instead is use your buyer's buying power and his history, because you guys are both doing it together. What I mean by that is me and Michael Jordan combined have won 6 NBA championships. That is a true statement, right?
Yeah.
I've gotten 0. He's gotten 6. And so you kind of have to look at it like that. And so when I explained that me and my partner, Michael Jordan, we both won 6 NBA championships combined, that's not a lie. And that's actually pretty true. And you're using Michael Jordan kind of as the clout there, but you can use your cash buyer as the clout too. Hey, me and my partner, we buy roughly, 15, 20 houses a month, and we're looking to buy yours.
Yeah, you guys got to understand, everybody started from somewhere. Nobody had 15 houses stockpiled with your name on the back of it. So a lot of you are like super freaked out. You're just getting started. I didn't have a house bought. He didn't have a house bought. Everybody starts somewhere. So he's correct on working with your cash buyers for the proof of funds. The second one, if you don't have any credibility, remember, you're really selling yourself, your relationship. And honestly, I look at it like this. Okay, if I buy 15, 20 houses a month, whatever it is, everyone loves to brag about this big number. It's so ridiculous. Like, who cares? All they care about is you're going to take care of them. That's all they care about. And that's all you have to focus on. And understand the second power of credibility when you don't have any is we teach you how to set up your relationship with your local title company. Your title company should be your sounding board. They are your third-party endorsement. Even if you haven't done a deal, they should stand up for you because you're trying to get in business and it'll work wonderfully. So I get it. I don't have the credibility you and Zach did. At one point, we didn't have it either. What did we do? We just got creative. We don't lie, but we are going to put ourselves in the best position to put it there. At the end of the day, they are always buying from Rick. They're buying from Zach. 7 years I went out in the field. Guys, I just told them, nobody gave a crap about my company name. Honestly, most of them never even knew it.
No, they don't.
And so it really comes down to you because it's that connection. You ever get pissed? Like you ever walk in like an Apple store, there's 200 customers. You're like, the guy goes, I got 15 customers. You're going to have to wait. I can't stand that.
I know
So
you can't stand
you
it.
have to be just like, hey, I'm here to take care of you. You are my only need. You are the only person I'm taking care of right now. Now, you still got other houses to look for and you only got so much money to work with. We're still going to use those strategies. But the reality, guys, is they're buying from you. Your credibility, you can get proof of funds, which you work with your cash buyers, and your title company. Honestly, it is critical when you start out to have a great relationship with your title company, because if they don't trust you or misunderstand you, that is your cue to take them over to your title company and have them introduce you. If you're doing it virtual, a simple phone call from your title company. Hey, I see you're working with Rick. Awesome guy, very stand up. I love how he communicates to him. Can I just get some basic information from you so we can start your file? Simple things like that, guy. And people are like, oh, I got to get all these testimonials and stuff. I mean, it's okay. But after a certain point, it's just like, at the end of the day, you're going to have to sell yourself. And that's why this isn't really a sales process. And we're going to teach you how to find these sellers. And then you just got to guide them down the journey. Remember, I don't have 500 people walking into a showroom to close 30, 40% to save my job. I just got to get one or two of these and just hit it out of the park. Most motivated sellers, they want to work with us. The problem is most of you guys are chasing around non-motivated sellers and you're selling I'm not going to say it, you're selling the you know what out of them. And it just gets old. I know the minutes like someone's selling me. So it just gets annoying. Like when you want to get to know me and figure it out. So guys, credibility, even if you have zero, we've just given you the two critical tools to get you past that hump. We all started in the same place. So you're going to have to get past this. No one's going to put 10, 15 homes in your portfolio and go, okay, now you're good to go.
Nope.
And you can partner up with people too. JVs, all sorts of things you do. Sellmypaper.com.
Exactly. And so you got to show credibility to your seller. This is really important. I don't think wholesalers are doing this in the conversation. You don't have to like just throw like a at them, but just like a little sprinkle in there. Nothing terrible. And if you don't have credibility, go find your cash buyers. Do it.
Talk to your title companies, guys.
Just go do that. Now, another thing here we got to talk about. This is something no person wants to talk about when they sell a dispositions program or acquisitions program, right? It's all secret, right? I don't think there's any like guru that's like marketing specific. That's weird, isn't it? That they're all in the acquisitions thing or they're all in the disp. It's so stupid. I'm in the everything part. It's just simple, right? But what I can tell you is I have always found, this is always a fact, the best wholesaler in your market is the best marketer. It's the truth. Whoever's the best marketer, whoever can get in front of the most motivated sellers in your market is probably making the most money in wholesaling.
If you don't believe me, get in a room, get 5 of the like best guys, gals doing it. I guarantee their marketing's through the roof because
CRM's insane.
Great marketing will get you through average acquisitions every day. Now, here's the really cool part. Your acquisitions gets better with time. And so how we design our program at freewholesaling.com is we teach you marketing heavily up front. In fact, honestly, we teach you the technique so you don't screw it up in the beginning. Because remember, you're a guide. If you had to perfectly pitch every person, you would never get a deal in this business. So I'd rather you be an incredible marketer and an average or below average acquisitions person than the other way around. How about this? The perfect acquisition person with a lousy marketing plan. You're going out of business. So figure out the marketing first. This is the big secret. I don't know why every guru tries to hide this part of it. If you get really good at marketing, you can get through average acquisitions or below. But as time progresses and you want to learn that, your profits will go up with it. So we always teach you to master marketing first. Acquisitions does take time. You have to learn. You have to go through the journey of wholesaling.
It's still important, but like look at the top companies of many things. The top one in the industry is always the best marketing. For example, what's the most valuable clothing brand in the world? Louis Vuitton, right? Is Louis Vuitton like the best shirt quality, right? No, it's like Old Navy type thing, right? But what are they really good at? Marketing.
You pronounce it Louis or Louis?
Louis. It's French. Okay,
It's been around a long time, hasn't it?
Yes, but every middle-aged suburban house mom has been marketed to death that for them to show that they have money or they're successful or nice, they have to have this handbag that's $6,000, right? It's all marketing, right? What is the best bag in the world? You just probably get a North Face bag, but like, no, you have to have the marketing on it. And it costs $5 to make the shirts and the bags. But why are they the most valuable clothing brand in the world? It's all marketing. Do you need an iPhone? No, it's been marketed to where if you don't have one, you're not in the in group, right? Android app, like they're pretty on par. But the thing is, because of the marketing side that a lot of these companies do, they win out. They beat the better product half of the time, right? Same with the cars, right? A Ferrari, that thing, it'll break down very quick, right? Ferraris break down. But why do people still want them? It's the marketing and perception it has. Because it's just throughout everything, the marketing has dominated. There's better cars out there, but it's marketed so much better, it makes more money. And so the truth is, you got to kind of be like that in wholesaling real estate, right? You don't have to be the best closer or the best dispositions person. If you just get in front of more people, you'll make a lot more money in wholesaling real estate. That's the honest truth. I mean, let's talk about, another one we like, is Conor McGregor the best fighter of all time? No, he's the best marketer when it comes to fighting. And so people pay to watch him. He might not even be the best one, but people want to watch him. You know why? Because the way he markets himself in his fights, hands down. He's not like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson just destroyed people. That's why people want to watch him, right? But no, it's Conor McGregor is the most popular fighter because of how he marketed himself. And so what I mean is, it's not just wholesaling. Everything's like this in business. And so you have to kind of push that into wholesaling. You got to be the best marketer, and you'll make the most money in wholesaling. It's the honest.
I see a comment about like the high-end brands, they don't even market themselves because people know the value.
No, because
it wasn't
talk about it.
But it wasn't always that way. They had to go on a ginormous marketing push. Look at Rolex. Like, you don't see a lot of Rolex commercials, ads.
Well, so like Louis Vuitton, for example, they'll pay celebrities to go use. That's marketing. People don't understand that. People understand that. When LeBron James wears a Rolex, they probably gave that thing to him.
Yeah.
And he wears it, and then the perception is a high-end person does that, right? And so a lot of people are like, oh, just because you don't buy TV ads doesn't mean that's the thing, okay? You got to look at it. Like Ferrari, that they sponsor F1 racing, and guess who goes to the F1 races? All the rich people. So no, it's not because it's a TV commercial. It's still they're paying for marketing.
My first 2 years of wholesaling, I'm going to be honest with you, I was probably the worst acquisitions person put on planet Earth. Meaning I didn't have all I did was find motivated sellers and I put deals together. Why? Because my marketing was very good. And then it took me a while to figure out acquisitions. And then even longer, it took me to figure out dispositions. But I'm telling you guys, if you have to take the 3 breakdowns of wholesaling, you have to be dominant in marketing because it will help you get through the other 2 categories. You're going to have to grow in the other ones. But I've never seen someone most people who try to get in wholesaling, they try to dominate the sales process. They try to dominate dispositions when in fact, if they just put their energy in marketing, they would be amazing wholesalers. A great wholesaler will master all 3 phases. And there's like a new wave of, I just call it real estate investing, where they want to skip the marketing and we just want to like connect with everybody and do that. That's fine and dandy, but that's not wholesaling, just so you know. So if you can dominate all 3 phases, it's like a math test. If you skip chapter 1 on marketing, chapter 2 through 9 is going to be brutal. And I want you to understand that everybody on here, I don't care if you just got started, you've been doing this 5 years. If you don't have a great marketing system, you are going to suffer. I've never met someone who's really good at marketing and average the others not do well. And if you do it the other way around, it's an absolute nightmare. I don't care. I hear these people, I'm the best dispositions person in the world. I'm the best. That's great. If you don't have leads, what are you going to do?
I'm telling you, marketing just gives you more at-bats, more at-plates, whatever it is. And so, for example, marketing just gives you more opportunities. And so if I take an average NBA player and then I take, let's say Luka Doncic, who's one of the best NBA players, right? If we had those two ones, right? Let's do an average, let's do a college athlete, a college basketball player, right? Who's way worse than the professional. If you only give Luka Doncic three-point shots in a game to shoot, he'll probably make 2 out of 3. And that's really good. That's insane, right? He'll score 6 points. If I give the college guy 20 shots and he only makes 20% of that, right?
Yeah.
He's going to probably score, what's a fifth of that? 4. So 4 times 3, 12 points, right? And so you could be way worse than the really good guy. That's the elite guy. If you just get more shots out there, even at an insanely low percentage, you're going to win out. And so even me as a beginner, because I got in front of so many motivated sellers, I might not close them all. I might have sucked at closing, but you get in front of enough, it's going to go in.
Yeah, and guys, the reason if you're new, we have you start out with like government lists and co-violations, all this other stuff. Why? Because it's the highest motivation, which is going to give you the best chance. It's not super easy to get these lists. You're going to have to work for it, but the good news is the gurus skip over this. And then as your acquisitions picks up and you get more skilled, you can move into more what I call dominant position type marketings, where you can streamline it and scale it a little bit more. But so many gurus try to have you skip the basics, and you guys spending 5-10 grand a month in marketing and you don't have any acquisition skills. That's a lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure. And I'm telling you, set people up for failure. The reality is, me and him say, if you can go through government list and you can take down 5 deals, there you can do just about anything you want in wholesaling. But a lot of people won't get past that mark, because if you start with direct mail or like a pay-per-click, $3,000 to $5,000 per lead, that's a lot of pressure to close people. And I'd rather you have more at-bats than just go, okay, you get 2 at-bats, and if you strike out, you're out of business. Most people would not respond very well to that. And that's what most gurus are setting people up to do into that. So go out, follow our system. There's a reason we want you to cut your teeth on the highest motivated list. I never said it was going to be easy, but if you can get through it, I can easily navigate you through quality paid lists. But don't try to do it the other way around. You've got to learn the mechanics and the functions of wholesaling.
Exactly. And the next one here, stop trying so hard. What I mean by this is, a lot of you guys are just, I hate to tell you, you're just trying too hard. Like, you're just overthinking this. You're like, everything's just, it's ridiculous. And this comes back to closing sellers too. There is some sheer desperation I see from some wholesalers when they're ready to close a deal. And what I mean by this is, if you are so desperate to get a deal closed, it stinks to a seller. Okay. Like, it stinks.
They smell it, man.
And what I mean by this is, when I talk to a seller, it's like, I mean, I want to buy your house, but like, I'm not married to a piece of brick and rebar. Okay. Like, I just buy another one, right? Everyone wants to sell their house now. Okay. So like, yeah, if you don't sell your house, I got a million other houses I can go see. And so you just let me know if you want to sell it. Oh, no, you're talking about it. Fine. Just go with the realtor then.
So
I'm not scared.
Here's a little hint. And this happened to me once when I was young, when I first, in my second year, I got cute. I started contracting properties that just didn't meet the specifications. And I remember the seller saying this, and if a seller says this to you, run. You seem awfully desperate to buy my house. When you hear words like that, it means you're chasing them so hard, you're freaking them out. By the way, I did that deal. I wound up having to do all the work in the house on myself. And I think I broke even after 4 months. Oh, yeah. And I learned my lesson. So if a seller ever gives you the obvious clue, like, why are you so excited to buy my house? I don't understand it. You've got to learn to calm down. And this is what we teach you, the art of detachment, because it's the old, you guys have all heard my dog story. The minute I let him out on the patio, he takes off in the yard, running fast as he can. And the minute he doesn't come in, which my dog never listens to me, if you go out there and chase him, it's like a game. And the minute you walk inside and go, listen, have a good day, the dog freaks out and runs back to you. People are the same thing. We keep doing these animal analogies because we all have certain things wired in us.
Yep.
That no matter how much we change society, your name's always going to be there. And when you over pursue people in wholesaling and any other aspect of your life, you're going to people are going to be like, why? I don't understand. And like the higher level on it, you send out like a frequency and energy to people, and like you ever felt like weird around someone?
Yeah.
It just means you're not like. And remember, your job is to connect with them. Their job's not to connect with you. It should come naturally. So stop. If you feel like you're trying too hard, just like take a deep breath. And honestly, if it gets really tense, find a way to like get laughter in there. Laughter cures a lot of problems in anything in life, especially wholesaling. If you can get a seller laughing, you've broken the ice with them. So just guys, stop taking yourself so dang seriously. We're not as important as we all think we are. I know everybody on the internet thinks they are. I don't care. So stop trying so hard.
I can't stress this enough. Next here, what I've said before is speed, speed, speed. And so what I said, whoever cares more about the seller wins, but sometimes it's about whoever gets in front of the seller first wins, right?
That's marketing.
And so when it comes to a seller that like is not going to sign really quick, yes, whoever cares more will win out. But for a lot of wholesalers, it's like really with probates too. If you get the perfect timing, you win out. And so what I mean is when motivated sellers, sometimes they're thinking about selling, they're thinking about it. And once they make that conscious decision, yes, I'm going to sell the house, whoever is the first person to come knock on their door, they're going to go to. And what I mean by that is, if you've ever been on a hot sidewalk in the summer, it's really the first kid with a cooler and selling water bottles for $1. Whoever's the first one to be there, they get my sale. I'm not going to go to the one who's the nicest to me. Whoever's got the nice cold water bottle in the cooler is going to win. And that's the same thing in wholesaling, okay? It's really whoever calls that seller next wins out on that list. And so speed is going to be really important. And so this is if you have inbound leads, always answer the phones. If you go out here and you have a seller that is thinking about selling the property, just go meet them at the house. Still condition the seller, obviously, but get in front of them as soon as possible.
Guys,
speed is everything.
Speed to lead has never changed. Give you an example. When I started out, when I finally signed up and started doing direct mail, and like that was a wild journey. Everybody taught me just leave a voicemail. Like, why would you like waste your time answering it? Dude, I answered every one of my calls live. I go to RIA meetings like religiously because I love networking with other wholesalers. They're like, that's stupid. I dominated the entire room. And within 1 year, everyone goes, why don't we just answer the phone? They're like, but we lose automation. I'm telling you guys, like whoever, because here's what happened. We're all talking about human nature and tendencies. We talk about animals and humans. So we know their names tied to us, right? We know that people want to develop trust and everything in you. So here's the thing is people are just naturally nice and courteous for the most part on average. I know us wholesalers deal with some difficult people, but like when I call Zach, I'll go, hey, Zach, hey, my name's Rick. I want to talk to you about your house. And we get going and we start qualifying. At the end, and we teach this method on freewholesaling.com is I always teach you to circle the wagons. And that means, listen, hey, Zach, I really appreciate the conversation with you. I know we're meeting tomorrow at like noon. Here's what I want to do. Any postcards, any papers, I want you to do is set them aside because I'd love to take a look at them when you're there. Yeah. Or you can just put them in the garbage now. I need you just to kind of hold my hand. I'm going to give you the best deal forward. And that way you don't have to think about it. See, most people are polite, will actually put you in line in queue. Yeah. And they're like, and so somebody else calls Zach and goes, hey, this is Jonathan with Home Buyers. And you're like, hey, Jonathan, I'm sorry. I already talked to this guy, Rick, and I've given him the chance to come by. And if it doesn't work out, I'll give you a call. People naturally do that. You do it. Think about when you sell an item on like eBay or anything like that. When you already have a commitment, you don't want to go through it another 3 or 4 times. So respect the order of command. If you get there first, and marketing is all about timing, and you can never time a market perfectly. Here's how you time a market. You consistently do it. Same thing with the stock market, any type of market. If you consistently there, you get deals. If you're not there, you don't get deals. So take advantage of the human nature of politeness. More people are polite than they are rude when they connect with you. And they say, no, I'm talking to this guy, Rick. If it doesn't work out, I'll call you back. But you got to get in line first a lot of times. You can be the greatest relationship expert. Most people are going to honor like their verbal agreements like that. Most, not all. I know we're in wholesaling. I know people lie to us. So guys, take advantage of it. Speed to lead is everything. If you have any type of inbound, answer the phone. And guys, please call people back if it leaves a voicemail. And for God's sakes, just when you do have a lead and you're excited about it, circle the wagon. Go, listen, Mike, Zach, great talking to you. Do me a favor. Put your phone down. Don't call any real estate agents doing that, because I have so much stuff for you and I'm really excited to present it to you. But just do me a favor. Just hold my hand till I get there. If I do that, it'll do that. You don't do that, they have 6 other postcards in their hand and they're ripping through.
Yep.
They called you first, answer his phone. 80% of the people that do direct mail marketing, they don't answer their phone. It's the one secret. If you just do that alone, I promise you, you will have amazing results. And let me, if you answer the phone, you know how hard it is to reconnect with these people? It can take you weeks, if not months. And honestly, you save a lot more time, and you just lost all credibility because you won't even answer your phone with them. You'll spend all that money and do a inbound marketing, and if you don't answer the phone, it doesn't make sense. And for the people that do anything with Facebook or online or something, like, you have to respond instantly. The speed to lead's even crazier. So guys, listen to people, because they're looking for people to respond to them, because if you can't solve their problem, they're going to go and find somebody else that will. So keep that in mind. Speed to lead's so important. By the way, this has never changed in wholesaling since I started in 2003. Is the speed getting faster? I'm actually going to tell you, I think it's getting slower because we're getting so automated. So people love talking to a human being.
I've seen that
to a point. Depends on which side of the transaction you are.
I'm telling you, it's big. And so the next part here is we're talking to other, wholesalers, but never, ever compete on price. I cannot stress this enough. Stop competing on price with other wholesalers. The reason why I dominate my market is I don't compete with people on price. That is not what I do. All right. That is not the name of the game for me, right? I'm the speed and convenience guy. I'm not the guy on price, because if you want to do that, go and then making $4,000 or $5,000 a deal. There's guys in our market, they just try to make $4,000 or $5,000 on a deal. That's all they want. And that's all they're going to do. And that's what's fine. But I'm the type of guy that's going to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a wholesaling deal. And so, yeah, if the other guy undercuts you, sure, fine. But is he here right now? Is he ready to buy your house? Has he bought multiple houses last month? I don't see him here. So kind of makes it obvious, like, I'm here to buy it. So
when you say most sellers throw out, well, I already got an offer for so-and-so.
You already would have gone with him if you trusted him.
That's it, guys. It's always a bluff. Oh, I got so-and-so. I'm like,
what I mean by this is, oh, I need someone to go replace my roof. What? $40,000 to replace my roof? Like, well, I know this one guy. His name's Edward. He'll do your roof for $5,000 in a nickel. You just he can't sign anything, and he lives under an overpass under the highway. He can do it for $5,000. Go with him. Like, I just tell, sure, go with the cheaper guy sometimes. See what happens, right?
Yeah.
But there's a reason why you're not going with Edward, who lives under an underpass, right? Because you don't trust him.
I tell everybody, I go, listen, I'm not going to give you the highest price, but I'm going to give you the best offer. And that you have to structure your deal that as a wholesaler, because if it's just price alone, you have zero shot. And you know what? Price sensitive, when it's only price, they don't care about anything else, you probably shouldn't be talking to them. They need a realtor. End of story. Or you get one of your creative guys who says, I'll pay above market price and we'll figure it out later. I'm like, okay, well, if he'll go for that, I'm not here to compete with those people. Remember, if you compete on price, you're not a wholesaler. I'm sorry. There are some minor exceptions, but it's my favorite is when a wholesaler comes in behind me or after, I'll pay you $5,000 more. I'm like, okay, knock yourself out. Like, it's ridiculous. You have to win on the relationship. If it's just price, that's what stuff goes to MLS for.
Exactly. Now,
They're mindless transactions for the most part.
I agree. And so the next part here is, if you really want to dominate a wholesaling market, right? For the guys making $20,000, $30,000 a year, $20,000, $30,000 a month, and you want to get to millions of dollars, the one tip I can give to anyone is go broader if you want to do more deals. And what I mean by that is, for a beginner, right, you want to make 100K, right? You don't want to be doing what everyone else is doing, right? You want to make your 100K, but it's kind of a perpetual loop, right? Because when you're starting out, you want to do the most easiest, simple, broadest thing possible.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot of work. It really is for one person. But when you want to start making, 100K a month, you're going to have to get broad. What I mean by that is just pulling high equity lists, like just blanket general ones, and throw a lot of time and money into your marketing. A lot of direct mail, a lot of cold calling, cold callers, multiple employees and stuff like that. The problem is if you're still niched out with your things, you're only doing 2 or 3 channels or 2 or 3 marketing lists. It's not good. You're going to have to expand it a lot more. And so for my wholesalers that are looking to really start dominating and they're making good money, you got to go broader. It just, you have to, unfortunately with the law of large numbers, you just have to increase your prospective client base, wholesaling seller base, and you go from there. If you want to do more deals, you got to go broader. And I know that's contrary to what we tell a lot of beginners, but if you're making 15, 20 grand a month, you're not a beginner anymore. We got to expand it. And that's the thing we've done, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, you start out with like government list, but like once you master it and you get past that 5 deal mark, then you know how to talk to people and you actually spend a little bit of money on marketing. And it is a gradual claw. It's not, let's just drop 25K a month. It's like, okay, let's start out with a couple grand. Let's see how you do. Let's learn. And you're going to get so wildly uncomfortable. Honestly, you kind of need someone to walk you through it. So ideally would be someone who would partner up on a deal with it, but we'll talk about that later. So you start narrow and then you slowly keep broadening it out till you get to where wholesaling is fitting for you. And that's how most people determine how much income they want to make, because there's levels to this game. The problem is most gurus are going to teach you, everyone talks about like $10-15 million in wholesaling. Guys, that's not the reality of wholesaling. That is a crap load of employees. And at the end of the day, how much time are you putting in? Are you happy with your life? And are you really free to do whatever you want? Because that's just not for me. I don't teach that because I've done that. There is a burnout. There's a point where you're just going to run out of gas. Because honestly, if it's just about turning and like having the most revenue, there's probably better things to do if you want to run a big giant company, because wholesaling is extremely local. There's a reason there's not one company that dominates all wholesaling. Why? It's all localized. You come to my market, I'm going to kick your butt, vice versa, because that's how it works. It's just, I just can't jump into Salt Lake City, Utah and just dominate there. I can get the marketing, but I have to figure out what stuff's selling for, and it takes local expertise knowledge. So you either partner up with them or you got to go put in the time. That's why you eventually have to get broader and you have to get more leads. And the easy way to do that is we teach you how to scale by using paid leads, but by then you already know how to talk to people and you know how to dispo them. It's a very smooth process. When you start out with no leads and you put 10 grand in the marketing and you go through 2 or 3 months and you haven't had a deal, plus you paid some crazy coaching fee, I see why you guys like tuck your tails and run. It's devastating. It takes time. You've got to learn this business. And guys, I'm here to tell you, you can't learn wholesaling in 90 days. Can you get better at it? Absolutely. Can you get lucky in that time? Absolutely. But you got to commit to a year of your life. And honestly, if you'll sacrifice for 2 years, your life will change drastically, like unbelievably. And then you'll change all the other areas in your life that you couldn't afford to do or you didn't have the time to do before. So that's it.
Telling you guys, get broader, you do more deals. Next one here. This is important. If you're actually looking to get rich, do well. Look at data, not drama. Cannot stress this enough. All right. When I get wholesalers who talk to me and they got problems and all these things, I don't care about the drama. I don't care what your baby mama told me. All right. I don't care what is going on here. I don't care how tired you feel. I don't care that you have an accent. I don't care about the stupid stuff that doesn't make any money and keeps you broke. I care about the one thing, it's data. So I look at anyone's wholesaling business. How many offers you're making? How many contacts are you getting? I'm asking you data-specific questions. I don't go off of, how are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're accomplishing a lot? Are you feeling great about yourself? I don't ask stupid stuff like that. I ask about data because that's really where the money's at. It's true. And so when I get wholesalers that are just giving me drama, I don't care. It's the data. How many calls you make? I love it when I ask someone how many, like, oh, I'm not rich. What's going on? I'm like, how many calls you make? They're like, I'm so tired. And then you just give me drama. I don't care.
You can tell by the context of the conversation. I did a lot of call. A lot's not, that's drama. That's not data. Wow, I've done like 100, like 50 to 100. Once again, that's drama. It's not data. Do you have a spreadsheet with actual numbers that we can do? Because The data it's truthful. If you put down the truthful information, if you get the truth, you can fix anything you want in life. But if you're going to sit there, it's like going to a therapy session and like you're a narcissist and you just lie to them the entire time. What do you want the therapist to do? They're paid by the hour. So if you want to sit there and lie, they'll feed you the crap you want to do until you can come to the truth. Wait, this is where data rules. And I say 95% of conversations on wholesaling, they're drama. Drama sells, guys. Like that's the reality of it. People love to complain. At some point, you got to stop complaining and go, okay, if you can stop complaining and get out of the drama and look at the numbers, you're going to see life in a whole new vision. And unfortunately, if you come from like a corporate America or you come from a school system, you're taught the complete opposite way. You got to like, I got to do this. I got to kiss someone's butt. I got to like overstudy. No. Like come up with a plan, do it. You got to, if you get rid of drama, the funny thing is when you get rid of drama, you can only take actionable results that will drive income for you. Drama is just a stall tactic. I don't know what it is. There's something wired. We talk about the human experience. People just love drama. And I wondered if the animal kingdom loves drama, but I don't know because I don't communicate that well with animals. So it's like everybody likes to gravitate and just, but I was in corporate America. It was the worst thing. It was like, did you hear what Johnny did? Did you hear what Johnny told the boss? And like, I mean, hours, if not days. And as a wholesaler, it's weird when you come into this because and sometimes you guys bring drama over from your previous lives and you put it in here and you want to know why you're not getting results. I'm telling you, just lose it. So if you're going, crap, that's me. He's talking right at me. It's like Rick knows me. You just have to identify it and just stop yourself from doing it. Because I'm here to tell you, if you're a drama queen or king, it's going to take time to stop it. What do I mean? You have to recognize it, go, crap, there I go again. And just, okay, let's talk about the data. Zach's right. Rick's right. I only made 56 calls. I keep telling him I make 300. There's a reason I'm in a massive deficit. So the sooner you're honest with yourself, the sooner you can do it. If you look at data should be hard numbers, and then you don't get steered either way. Drama is always steered towards your biased opinion. And that's why it doesn't serve you at all. It's just your ego driving the bus, and you got to get your ego out from the wheel and put the data there.
That's it. So look at the data, not the drama. When I talk to someone on one-on-one, it's like, how's your day going? They're like, it's okay. Well, whenever I hear something like that, you're already in the mindset that life's not good. And you just give me talk. Tell me the numbers. That's it. And if you say, oh, it's just so hard right now, it's the market's hard. You're dealing with the drama, not the data. How much have you done? Right? That's it. And this comes back to the next part, self-accountability. A lot of you, the most top wholesalers, they don't have a guru in their ear telling them what to do because the gurus are broke. They're all self-accountable people. It's the absolute truth. And so you do have to be self-accountable. You cannot get someone to make you accountable. It's good for a little bit, but you and only you can make yourself accountable. You have to tell yourself to get up in the morning. You have to tell yourself that you need to do the work today. You need to be the accountable person to say no to going to the party if that's going to stop you from wholesaling, right? You have to have true and complete self-accountability to get rich in wholesaling real estate. And the truth is, you're not going to have a guru who's going to do it all for you. Most of the self-accountability comes from yourself and you learning by yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, guys, here's the reality. Gurus, like self-admitted, I unfortunately, I have to watch some stuff. It's just a full-time cheerleading job. Do you want a cheerleader or do you want to execute? There's a massive difference. And when we talk about self-accountability, it's one thing that, okay, I have to be accountable myself. Here's the hard part of it. Here's the hard pill to swallow. You have to stop lying to yourself. So if you're going to make a commitment and you're going to break that promise to yourself, you should be ashamed. And unfortunately, we're conditioned in life. We just break, like a lot of you probably broke your New Year's resolution. Why? Resolutions don't work. You actually have to put in the work every day. You just don't wake up on the first of the year and go, that's it. I'm dropping 50 pounds. I'm going to put $1 million in my bank account. It all starts now. Yay, let's do it. Oh, I found a coach. He or she's going to give me the cheerlead. Listen, cheerleaders are temporarily. Motivation's temporary. Motivation's like the spark. It's like, oh my God, all this is available to me. The hardest part is now you got to go do it. And so you're going to have to start being honest with yourself. So remember how I told you early, to get rid of the drama, it's not going to change overnight. The first part is recognize when you become dramatic because you don't even know you're doing it. It's so wired into your subconscious. So then when you make a commit, go, okay, I promised Rick and Zach, I'm going to make 300 cold calls a day. Like, this is it. My conviction said I'm all in. You can tell us whatever you want. You've got to convince yourself and make that promise. And if you go in and go, I only made 100 today. Well, my throat's a little scratchy. Once you start negotiating with yourself, you're in trouble. And you're not going to get where you need to get until you have an honest relationship with yourself. So you're going to have to look yourself in the mirror and you're going to have to sit down and go, can I do the work? The reality is you're just wildly uncomfortable. That's why you don't want to stick doing it, and because it scares you. And I already told you that's going to happen. So if you already know what's going to happen, you know what to expect. Why can't you hold yourself accountable? Stop lying to yourself and just stop negotiating. And if you're going to write a plan out and you're not going to execute it, it actually demoralizes you and makes it worse. So you got to find a way to fix it, because most of you are in a pattern. You do it over and over. I'm not saying everything's going to work out perfect, but if you only made 150 calls because you got sick, you got to step it up the next few days. You got to make it up during the week. You don't get sick days in wholesaling.
Nope.
There's no sick days. I don't have you control your vacation days. You know how you take all the vacation you want? Go do a crap load of deals. But you're not relying on anyone but you. I didn't say your mom. I didn't say your dad. I didn't say your sister. I didn't say Rick and Zach. We'll give you the information. But I've been on this journey. It's a lonely at the top, I promise you, because you have to speak the truth. And most importantly, you have to speak the truth to yourself. Stop worrying about impressing other people. Be truthful to yourself. You can do anything you want. If you're going to constantly negotiate with yourself and keep changing it. The other day I went in, I go, I'm going to run 30 minutes on the treadmill. 10 minutes into it, you know what? I'm just like, I could do 20, 30. I keep hearing myself, you said 30, do 30. And like the famous Will Smith line says, he goes, listen, if you and me get on a treadmill, one of two things going to happen. Either I'm going to beat you or I'm going to die while attempting to beat you. There is no, he goes, I'm not going other way. I'm not getting off the treadmill. I will black out before I do it.
He'll slap you.
Yeah, he'll slap you. But I'm just telling you, like, I'm not, the whole Will Smith, that man's got conviction when it comes down to it. And you got to say, if Zach gets on a treadmill next to you, are you going to fight? Or are you going to go, well, he's do 30 minutes. I'll just do half because I'm half the person Zach is. No, you got to go, listen, Zach, I'm running as hard as I can on that treadmill. It's probably going to take me a lot longer and I'm going to look terrible, but I'm going to get through it. And if you can commit to that, it's really cool. But like a lot of us start negotiating. Start right now. If you think about, like, if you already made commitments, even outside of wholesaling, hold yourself to it. Put it in writing. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Let some other people say it and go, crap, I need to do this. But most importantly, I'm not going to remind you. Zach's not going to remind you. Your spouse, your kids, they're not going to remind you. You have to be accountable to yourself. So telling the truth to yourself is probably the most liberating thing you can do in life. And if you can do it, life's a lot of fun. If not, you're full of all the other drama everybody else fills us up with. And if you want to go that route, I can't really help you.
Exactly. So guys, self-accountability, super important. And so if you're looking to dominate wholesaling real estate 2024, you have to understand these lessons. You have to understand what you have to be doing. And most importantly, you got to understand how to do it. And so we talk about marketing a lot. If you want to learn how to market, you got to go to the free course. It's freewholesaling.com. It teaches you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. We love our hundreds of thousands of wholesalers in there right now. And we're here to help you and get you rich wholesaling real estate. So let's talk. Let's see what questions you guys have and how we can help you become a better wholesaler. So Thomas says, hey guys, I'm just getting started with my little brother. He's only 16. Will I have to sign the contracts for him too, or will he be able to get through my LLC? You can actually legally put him on the LLC depending on your state. And then you can sign the contracts and share the bank account. And then when he's 18, he can access the money, or you can move it from there. There's ways around it. But yeah, keep just the money in the LLC, should be good to go. Angel says, let's remember to hit the like button, please. Let's help the boys get more exposure. I don't think liking anymore gives me more exposure. The only way I can get more exposure is by just flexing on some more gurus. That's all I do. And so love to help it out. Jonathan says, legend has it the guy's still measuring to this day.
You guys ever see those people, they go in like that? That's like realtor contractor stuff. It has nothing to do with wholesaling. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. John says, hi, Rick and Zach. I'm a beginner from Illinois. I have some questions. How do I come on live call? So John, I don't understand why we have these questions all the time. I'm guessing because it's your first time probably hopping on. The best way to hop on live calls with us is by actually going to Wholesaling Houses for Real, our Facebook group. Let me get the link for you. Let me show you.
It's a big group.
It's a big group. Let's see here. Wholesaling Houses for Real. There we go. You just got to join our Facebook. Let me get the link for you guys. Let's go here. You go to right here. It's called Wholesaling, facebook.com/groups/wholesaling houses for real. Let's see here. And then from there, you can hop on and talk to us. And so the best way you join the Facebook group in here, and boom. And then right here is featured on the top here. You click that, and you're able to click the StreamYard link and join us. We have 129,000 people in the group. So you can actually go out here and network and be with other wholesalers. Thing is, I do not want to talk to someone that doesn't want to join that group and actually want to help other wholesalers out and join a community of wholesalers together in such a big setting. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're not willing to, I don't want to talk to you. And also, if you're a guru, we can ban you pretty quick. And I don't want to do one-on-ones with gurus who are trying to use their name for clout and try to sell stupid wholesaling courses. And so that's how you do it, John. Yeah, appreciate it. Raymond says, watched the video with Jason White and finally got my first property under contract. I've seen all the reverse $100 videos, but nothing hit a home like his story. Raymond, love to see that, man. So he watched that video from Jason. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
That was at a live Flip Alert Plus event. That was really cool. And he just shared a story.
Jason's
never talked about it before, and it was insane to hear it. And everyone loved it. Everyone really thought it was amazing, and it was pretty cool. And so we're having another one in Dallas in April. So Alan says, I can't wait for Dallas. Love to see it, guys. And so we did say this on Tuesday, but yes, we have a event coming up. It's called the Wholesaling Accelerator. It's a live event. If you have done a JV deal with me in the past 365 days, you automatically come for free. And so hopefully most people that come are going to come for free. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, if you send me a JV deal, you see the link right here. It's called sellmypaper.com. Once you get that check from splitting the deal with us, you will get an email of how to just sign up for Flip Alert Plus for free. Or you can just go to flipalertplus.com and just sign up and just pay the upfront thing for it, and then you're in it. And then if you send me a JV deal, you get the money back. Whatever you want to do, I don't really care. The reason why we do have a paid option is I do not JV in every single market. For example, Wisconsin, we're not in Vermont, we're not doing right now. So sure, there is a paid option if you want to do it. Help it, because these live events are very, very, very expensive. And if you want to break even on it, you can do that. But we make most of the money if you JV and you just come for free. And so what he was talking about with Jason White, though, I do want to show people our last event, which was in Stuart, Florida. Let's see, where's Flip with Rick? Here we go. See, I'm fast with this.
Very fast.
Oh boy. So our last event here, we just had one of, we had Jason right here. He came to the event. This was in Stuart. This was in October. And so he just spoke at it. This is us chilling. But basically, there's you talking about him. He just, he talked about his whole story for like an hour. And it was pretty cool. You went and presented. We got some other really cool stories we're going to have people present. But he had a really cool broke to six-figure story. It was really cool. I mean, he was still within his first year of wholesaling. I think he had 23 deals, something crazier, but it was really cool. So,
yes, sir.
So we had some questions, had some people on. Yeah, it was really cool. And so Flip Alert Plus, that's how you join it. Or you send me a deal, sell my paper. But yeah, in Dallas, Texas, we're doing the same type of event. You can personally be with me and Rick for 2 days straight. It's called we're naming it the Wholesaling Accelerator, because we're going to accelerate your business. It's going to be for scaling, virtual wholesaling, marketing books for beginners, stuff like that. And just helping people that did JV deals with us grow their own business for free. And hopefully make you send me some more JV deals. We can go from there. And so we got some cool ones. We just got someone under contract in Colorado, Missouri the other day. Yesterday, I saw. So we're doing some markets that are kind of offbeat we've never done. So I'm getting more data on what's working and what's not with the buyers. And so pretty exciting about that. But the Wholesaling Accelerator live event, April 24th through the 25th, micro calendars. Go hop on. I would say you should get a deal submitted by late March if you want to hop on.
I mean,
come to the event.
the sooner the better. But guys, it's listen. Check it out, Flip with Rick Plus. We do this event twice a year. We don't charge for it. You got to be a member of our group. And this just keeps make sure everyone's engaged, they're motivated. You just don't show up and you don't we work on plans, marketing strategies, and then as you have questions on your appointments, your dispo and stuff like that, me and Zach just give you the truth. And so on top of it, you get the support, the follow-up you need. Guys, one-on-one instruction in wholesaling, it's very rare it works. I'm sorry, most people can't afford to do it. It doesn't make sense. And the fees they charge to do it is like crazy. So you need support of like a community of people who've walked the talk. I've been in this business 21 years. I'm not going anywhere. He's very young. He's better than I am. Like he has got a longer path to it. So we're not going anywhere. And I put my dang name on it. So I love doing live events. I missed out on a long time doing it, but we're looking for real, authentic mastermind stuff. People, and guys, we only talk about wholesaling. I'm not taking you on a boat ride. We still go grab a bite to eat the dinner and we sit and talk there, but we make it about, if I'm teaching you how to form relationships and connections, then me and him got to show you how we do it with you guys. And if you understand the connection with us, which everybody did when they came to our last event, you'll even get it better. And to me, it's the one thing that helps click it. The problem is most of the live events you go, they're nothing more than cheerleading sessions. They're going to pump you up to hit you with a product, and then some other person's going to train you and do that. We are the facilitators.
If you've been noticing, every week we've been releasing an hour of that event publicly to everyone.
Yeah.
So I want you guys to understand what it looks like if you come to the event. So send me a deal, and then you can come there for free. I think the last video we did from the event was, let me go pop it up. And then we talked about marketing list. Yeah, you talked about, this was really cool. We actually released this yesterday. And so this was still on the first day of the event. We're still releasing everything. I think there's so much of the event that we have footage of that I just keep trying to give to people publicly on here. But I do want to show people this really quick. This stuff never seen before. But Rick was basically explaining all 14 marketing channels, right? And this stuff we've never put on YouTube, right? And so we shared it live here. And here's something really cool. I don't think this has ever really been talked about, but only really 8 of these marketing channels really work, right? And we kind of explained that at the event there, that just not all of them work, right? Facebook ads, door knock, you really got to understand this. And I think it was really eye-opening for a lot of people. That's why I kind of shared on YouTube there. It's pretty cool. But a lot of stuff's changing in wholesaling. And so, I know it's working. But yeah, love to see you guys out here and go from there. Natalie says, do you only JV deals that are under contract, or are you willing to make an exception for really good with high ROI? I mean, just submit a deal.
Yeah.
If it's not locked up, though, it's going to be hard for us to JV, but we'll look at it.
Yeah. The problem is if they're not under contract, we're just talking about it. So if you want to get more exposure and more help, then you should consider Flip with Rick Plus, because I can't go through a couple 100,000 people's drama. It's just physically impossible. So to separate them, sellmypaper.com, we look for the ones that are under contract, and then we can give you some instant feedback. But if I do that, I just sit here all day and look at contracts.
Exactly.
Or conversations.
So I appreciate that. So let's answer some one-on-ones we got in the Facebook group for people who want to talk to us. And yeah, let's go from there. So first we got Harp. What is up? How do I do this? Where is it? There we go.
There he is.
Hello?
Harp, you there?
He buys 30 single families a month.
Harp. Okay, move on to the next one.
He's too busy buying houses, apparently.
He's very busy. He's a busy guy.
Very busy guy. Jason, what is up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing great, man. So I just had a couple of questions. So me and Rick, I don't know if you remember, we talked about me switching markets, and I'm in Ohio now. It's been going great, man. Amazing. I'm not gonna lie. So I mean, I remember one of the lives you said to keep testing out different things. And I wasn't getting as much leads. And then I started marketing to like different counties. So right now I'm actually pulling different government lists from like 5 to 6 different counties, like probates, tax delinquencies, and stuff like that. Do you guys think I should continue to do that because I am getting more leads, or do you guys think I should just focus on one specific county?
Don't stop what's working, man.
Don't stop it working. The challenging thing is doing probates for 5, 6 counties.
Yeah.
Depending on how you're facilitating the leads. If you have to go like physically pull them, are you doing it virtually or locally?
No, I'm doing it virtually.
So as long as if you can get the lead flow and then they're eventually leading the conversations, which lead to contracts that lead to closings, then keep doing it. The problem is keeping up 5, 6 counties for probates unless you're being fed the leads. Because a lot of people got to go to physically, they got to go to the courthouse, or like it's so hard to pull the data, they struggle with it. And if you're getting it fine and you're getting traction, then I'd stick with what's working because I remember before we talked about the previous market, we weren't getting anything.
Yeah.
So you've kind of shifted. So decide what's getting the most traction and just keep going. And
Gotcha.
you just got to get through all the leads. So
and I have one more question. So it took me a while to get this list, the arrest records list. For some reason, I don't know why they were so pushy for it, but I got 3 different arrest records now, and I'm excited. But I don't know how. Like, do I contact them specifically, or do I contact maybe one of their relatives? Like when I look it up on cyber background checks.
I mean, we have tons and tons of videos on this. It's very straightforward. I could explain it in 3 minutes, but like I want you to just go watch the video on it. You have to contact the arrestee directly. There's the other person, they don't care. Like you have to contact them. You got to make sure they own property in that county. So do that. And then once you do that, you just qualify them like a regular lead. That's it. Like remember, all your leads come in. The more you get, the better the shot. So we talked about going a little bit broader to make sure you get enough leads. This is it. So don't overcomplicate. Everyone wants to overcomplicate their arrest list. You reach out to the arrestee when you've verified they have property in that county and just see, hey, are you interested in selling your property? And that's it. And then they go, they're going to give you drama and you get through it. That's it. There's not a lot of records and they should be relatively easy to get because it should be a public document.
Yeah.
Depending on the sheriff or the cop, the police station. Sorry.
Yeah. I agree.
Thank you guys.
Okay, man.
All right, appreciate
it. God bless.
All right. Is Hart back? I saw he unmuted himself. Okay. Bye, buddy. Christian. Hello.
We're gonna have to have a countdown clock here.
Christian. Next. Hi, Christian. Edwin.
Yo, what's up, guys? Zach,
how's it going, man?
Rick. I had a quick question for you guys. So I was wondering, for a tax lien list, would you guys sit through and basically kind of filter that list, like search up each property, Google Maps, to know if it's like a single family home or a multi-family home, or if it's a commercial property? Because I pulled like 3 different tax liens from different counties, and some of them don't have the zip code. So that means that I can't skip trace them on Deal Machine. I have to, I have to put the zip code on each of the addresses. So what would you guys do?
Is you can if you put a blank zip code, for example, like just a general one, it should auto-populate and auto-correct on Deal Machine, I found. PropStream is the same thing.
Are you serious? So like if I just put like 000, like let's say.
It should do that. Sometimes it doesn't like that, but usually just putting a dummy one, it will auto-populate for you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give that a try. Maybe make like a list of 100 and put the property there, put a whole bunch of zeros on it, then see how that goes, test that out. Okay, man, that's cool. That's awesome. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I mean, some government lists, they'll only do the address and they don't give you the state, city. And usually if you just have the address, it should work. I think you're good on that, man. I was literally going to tell you to do that. So it's like, you read my mind. So you
All
definitely
right,
watch
cool.
enough videos to understand how I think. So I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
dude, I watch your videos, you guys' videos all the time. I play them when I'm working. I'm at work right now, but the
See, that's a question someone who went through freewholesaling.com would ask me, because it's not like a question that like you get all the same. I respect it.
Appreciate it.
Not
Thank
a
you.
how do I cold call?
Yeah, how did I cold call?
All right, man. I appreciate it, man. So
Thank
get
you, guys.
going. Come back. Roy's here to help you out.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
All right,
Yeah,
Roy.
man.
Awesome. And then Sarah, what is up, man?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
What's up, man?
I'm doing good. So I have a few questions that I want to ask you guys. I got a digital bandit sign, and somebody outbound called me, and it seems like a really good deal. It is being sold for 300K, and it was appraised at 360. But here's the catch: it comes with an additional 5 parcels, so it's actually 6 parcels. But each of them have their own individual APN. But the seller wants to sell it as a bundle, so all 6 parcels into one. So I was wondering, if I was to put it on a contract, how would you put 6 parcels into one contract?
Is it all under one deed, or are there 6 separate deeds?
I think it should be all under one individual.
So if it's all under one individual deed, you should be able to do one contract. If they're different deeds, you usually have to do different contracts.
So here's
But they're all different.
Yeah. Did you say each parcel has its own APN number?
Yep, correct.
So most likely they're going to be on separate deeds.
So that's what I'm asking.
So if you do it, it's 6 contracts. But like, here's the easy way.
well, you
Like,
can pull up the deed and read, and it should be on there.
well, if you have an APN number, it's going to require it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But you can write, and so like I've done this all the time with adjoining lots. Like sometimes you got to get clarity. You can write the master contract in an addendum, say this price includes lots for these. And then you can take it over to the title company and they'll tell you, they'll probably want you to execute. I would execute 6 contracts, but the thing is, I would get them agreed on the price up front, because they start thinking about when they start signing 6 contracts, and they're like, that's when they'll start trying to negotiating you up. So I would just try the one simple contract and then have your title company help you clean up the paperwork. I've done one master contract, and at the closing, they signed 6 different
Once they're at the closing,
purchase
they're going to do
agreements,
whether they're going to just
and then they're going to
whatever.
sign different.
They're getting the money they agreed to.
Yeah, and talk to your title company and just have them cut you a fair deal. Go, listen, because they'll salivate when they hear 6 closings, but like you don't want to pay retail for them. So this is part of your relationship with your title company. So if you haven't done it, lock it up and just talk to them. Go, listen, I'll bring you 6 deals.
Yeah.
But what I would do with him, I'd negotiate one master price, get him committed, and go, hey, the title company told me I had to break it up into 6 contracts. Because the thing is, it takes you hours to do the 6 contracts when you're starting out. And then if he starts hemming and hawing and you don't get a deal, you just wasted all that time. So once again, I go in, I get an agreement, and then I blame it on the title company to do additional paperwork. Most likely you'll have to do 6. I've done deals like that, and I just haven't signed the purchase agreement at the closing or before. Just talk to the title company. But yeah, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds like you got opportunity there.
I like it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, so I just assumed that I would just write in the purchase and sale agreement at the additional details. I would just write down there that we are also purchasing. It comes with this APN, this one, because it's a 6 parcel, and they're bundling it together as one. So I didn't know what to do. So yeah, good thing I called you guys.
Okay. Yeah,
I like it, man.
Just put an addendum on it, or if you have that section where it's blank, you just put it in there. So if you have 5 different APN numbers, write it on there and just put these APN numbers are included in the total price of this contract.
He's marketing though. I see it. He's getting some results, man. I appreciate it, man. They're working, dude. We see it.
Like you found gold. So just work with your title company. Remember, you're exactly what we're talking about. If you can become really good at marketing, finding opportunities, to get good at the marketing and let people help you sort out, like, what do I do to make sure I'm legal and compliant? So remember, I get a relationship with someone. If they agree to sell it to me with all the additional lots, we're good. I try to keep it on one piece of paperwork, and then I'll start splitting off. 6 contracts is overwhelming for the average seller. And they'll start to go, well, wait a minute. Should I really include this or not? And then you go, dang it, I should have done what Rick said. So congratulations, you're doing a great job. Get one signed contract and addendum, give it to your title company, and ask them how they want to proceed with it. Title companies say this is fine and legit, but I want to make sure you got a legal one so he can't back out of it.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much. You guys are the greats.
Come in. Let us
The
know how
best.
it works out.
Appreciate it,
Okay,
man.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
That's what I'm talking about. On
he's
marketing.
marketing.
Right there. That's it.
That's it.
Marketing, and you let other people help you sort out the mess. Where like a lot of these wholesaling courses, you're trying to do all the behind scenes stuff. It just keeps you busy, makes you feel good, and get your drama juices flowing. But it's not going to make you. At the end, you're going to come back to freewholesaling.com, and people are going to tell you how it really is.
Sure.
So that's the difference. It's your choice. You guys vote with your money, and more importantly, your time. Just make wise choices.
Exactly. So, guys, if you're looking to dominate your wholesaling market, make sure you go to freewholesaling.com to learn how to wholesale real estate, obviously for free. And like always, if you got any value from here, smash the like button, subscribe. We'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.